It all comes down to shadow work, is what I've learned on this manifesting journey. If you do not believe it is possible, it is not going to happen. So, and there's stages to it. Shadow work is not a one and done. It has to be continuous, not 24/7. You will have to stop and live and like be present, versus just digging and digging and digging before you lose your mind and start to lose your sense of self because you're like, oh my god, I'm throwing everything away. That's not the point. But at each level of ascension, and I'm not saying ascension isn't like superiority and you're climbing the ladder to be above everyone else. I'm talking about going further into yourself, further into alignment with your true life that you want, like your dream world. That's what I'm seeing. Because the dreams is just like an alternate reality, you know what I mean? So it's like you can have it, but can you? You know what I mean? So, okay. Taking that first jump, quitting that job, does not guarantee that you are going to get that $1 million deal the next week. That's not what it is. And when I first started my manifesting journey, that is what I thought. And then I realized, oh no, because I had gotten to a point where it's like, all right, I've ascended out of like, I'm going to keep being stuck in this life that I hate and just keep following everything and keep going down this path because this is the path that I chose, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I don't want this. Like that, I had to work up to. It took a while to get to that point of even realizing I was numb and I wanted better for myself. So taking that first leap and quitting and being like, all right, I'm never working a job like this again, blah, blah, blah. There was a certain level of digging that had to happen that I even realized before I could even realize I don't want that for myself. All right, quit, boom. But then I wasn't gonna get $1 million record deal. Not that I actually want a record deal, but for the sake of like, story. um, then it's like, all right, well now I'm in this next phase. I'm in this next phase where it's still hard for me to believe that I am worth so much. But I just know that I'm not comfortable like staying in that. Like I don't deserve that's too low for me. Now I want better. Now it's not that I have a job that I hate, but I switch up to a job that I like and I can actually tolerate. Or maybe it goes tolerate and then it goes to like and then it goes to love. But like your body needs to sit in each phase properly to like reacclimate to that level. And then again, check back in like, okay, I was happy for the first 6 months. I'm starting to feel weird again. What is this? That is a sign that you are ready for something else. And it's like, oh, okay, I've mastered this level, for example. Now what do I want? Now I'm getting more clear again. Like I've gotten clear on what I don't like, but I'm starting to see this one thing keep coming up, and I really do like it. I really do like it. All right. Do I believe it's possible? I'm not sure if I believe it's possible, but I know I don't want this anymore. Next level. Now I'm at a job that I really love. Okay. You're there for maybe a couple years. You're enjoying it, you're having your blast, and then you're like, but there's still something like kind of missing. But in that level, in that stage when you were there, you had to, again, figure out how you're even able to get to. You didn't even believe that jobs that you love were possible, right? Because again, we started at, I'm in a miserable place. I hate this. I'm gonna be here forever. And then slowly, you start to work your way up. And now you're like, damn, I love this job, but I want something more. I'm a little uncertain, but I really want this specific big thing. I don't know. I feel a little uncomfortable. It feels a little out of reach, but I do want it. I think if you drop it, if you quit your job right there, not really fully believing it's possible, then that's maybe when you end up in like this space of like, oh fuck, I should have held on to that because like I didn't know, like I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's like, damn, okay, now you're panicking. Now you're like, fuck, I gotta go get a job to survival mode. Survival mode is gonna kick your ass at each phase, and it is the faith part of it. Like, and I don't blame people for not having faith. Like, again, it's not something that you just say, oh, I have faith. It's a practice. The more you practice faith, the more like confidence you have in your faith. So if you know that, okay, I can remember like 3 years ago I had the same thoughts and I was scared as fuck and I was about to settle for that job again that I knew I don't want to be in, but then right at the last minute I was presented with a beautiful offer. Having to continuously remind yourself of that at each place of transition is such a skill, and it's a muscle, and you're not going to have that muscle off the bat. So all this to say, so I can wrap it up, each level has its new questions to be asked. Why don't I want this anymore? What do I feel like I deserve? and through each level you're going to continue to expand that. So it might not be a overnight jump. For some people though, it's like it can be. It depends on where you are and how much you have to heal from, to be honest. Like if you grew up like just seeing absolutely no, like just nothing was working, it's absolutely going to take you so much longer to uproot all those like deep beliefs of I just know lack, I just know not enough, I know bad, I know not fun, versus somebody who like maybe saw things pretty smoothly. Like it wasn't never like anything bad. It just wasn't like the maybe peak whatever. But they don't have any like wounds that they need to like really spend years working through, or working up the courage to even confront them. It's like, yeah, no, I'm pretty chill. I just didn't see that much. And then one day they're like, actually, yeah, I want something big. Boom. So they might be able to quit that job one day and get what they want within the next couple months. But everyone's journey is different. Everyone's stories, everyone's wounds, everyone's past, everyone's futures, to be honest. There's so many different factors, and this is just like one point of it. Because then we can get into the, is that even what is for you? Where is the desire coming from? Blah, blah. But I really believe that you can truly manifest everything that you want. Like, that's what we do. We manifest every day, right? I can continue to manifest being in a place I don't want to be in, or I can continue to, you know, fight that and be like, nah, I'm manifesting so much better for myself, and I will get that, and say that with determination. And like, it's not that listening to subliminals on YouTube is what makes it happen, but it's like if your inner thoughts are literally programmed to say like the worst case scenario, listening to the positive thoughts it is going to help cancel it out. I wouldn't be living the life that I live right now if I didn't start listening to subliminals back in 2019. Have I been consistent with it? Absolutely not. I think maybe 2020 was probably like peak of like every day. Like, yes, like starting my days with that, and then, you know, doing my whole journaling process. I'm not as consistent with it, but it is still a part of my life. Different things take like precedent in different seasons too. Right now, I don't necessarily listen to subliminals that much anymore. I do want to get back to it though, because I'm pretty sure this will help the process. But it's more like excavating. We're releasing, we're taking out the things that are blocking. Because I think my mind is on the same page as my heart, but now it's the somatic level. So see, like you have to, first it's like you got to rewire the brain, or and it's not even the same order for everyone. Some people maybe it's like they do the somatic first, and then now it's just easier to release the thoughts and stuff like that. But for me, it was change the thoughts, or just introduce new thoughts, and then it was okay. Now we need to release the old thoughts. So I think this is my season of release, and like, well, I've been in seasons of release before. It's not the first time actually. So again, cycles, it loops. But now we're releasing deeper things, things that I didn't realize were still here and stuff like that. Seeing things from different perspectives. Because first you release it with like a fine, fuck that shit, it's not gonna loom over me. And then you realize a couple years later, it was still like in here. But like now I can see the sadness in it. It's not the anger that I'm releasing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm seeing like before I could release that person, now I'm releasing myself in a certain way. So yeah, just yeah, it just came to my mind. Manifestation is a process. And in conclusion, it comes down to what you believe is possible. If you truly, with every fiber in your being, believe that it is possible to quit your job tomorrow and win the lottery, you will. It's happened to some people. Because for them to even buy the lottery ticket, it had to happen. Now, again, this is why shadow work comes into play. Because if you get there, but you haven't done the things that, or you haven't removed the things that allow you to believe that you are worthy of continuing to make that and keep that frequency over and over again, yeah, you will lose it. But some people will win that and be like, oh, I've been training for this, I've been prepping for this. So like I knew this was always gonna be my life. This isn't like a random chance thing. Like I called this in, and now I'm gonna invest this and I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna make myself a billionaire. I don't know if I believe in ethical billionaires, but I don't. So you get the point, you get the gist. I can go more into this, but I've already been talking for 9 minutes, which is surprising. Yep, hope this helps.